G'day everybody, this is Grandad Jack here, and I'm just at where my trains are, or some of them, and I wanted to show you how I built one of these railroads that I've got, the Grandad Jack Railroad. We've got some old sugarcane wagons or trucks here. Used to carry sugarcane in the very early days. They're pretty old, kind of buried in blackberries. There's actually a couple of them here. The intention is I'm going to pull these out and restore them. So one of these days I'm sure I will. I just don't know when. This is the modern way of carrying cane from the sugar cane field. It's all chopped up and put into these cane bins and transported by a 2-foot gauge rail to the sugar mill. This is in Queensland, Australia, and I took these photos a few years ago. They have some restored ones that you can look at here and there up there in better condition than the ones I've got, but basically it's exactly the same ones that I've got. They've just restored them to make them look like new. Hopefully one day when I've restored mine, it'll look as good as this one. I gotta watch out for Joe Blakes around here. Actually, down under the land of Oz, we call these things snakes, or we call snakes Joe Blakes. Not sure why we call them Joe Blakes. Must have been a bloke by the name of Joe who got bitten by a snake or something. Anyway, we call them Joe Blakes. I have no idea why, but there's plenty of those around here, all the nasty ones. This is an old sugarcane train. This one, 1953. Somebody died on this. He got squished, from what I can understand. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's gone. Goes well, I just can't start the darn thing because you need a big crank to do it, and my wrists are not like they used to be. Yeah. See you later. Yeah, happy clubbing. The modern day locomotives are certainly a lot bigger than the one I've got. So this is 70 years later. They still run on 2-foot gauge, but they can pull 100 cane trucks instead of about the 10 that mine can pull. This has kind of become overgrown in the last couple of years, but I'll show you what it looks like before it became overgrown, when I was actually building it. So this is the same shot, looking in the same direction. It's just what it looked like when I was first putting it in. That's looking the other way after I put a bit of dirt over the top. And that's what it looked like when I was originally laying track on sleepers or cross ties. The rail is 20 pound per yard or 10 kilo per metre, and I've actually screwed this down with washers and screws. I've ballasted some of the track, but not all of it. Here I've used ballast, but in some areas I've just kind of scraped dirt over the top because ballast costs too much. So I couldn't afford ballast on the whole thing. But I kind of like the overgrown look here and there anyway, so that's just my preference. So to build a railroad, you need rail and ties, cross ties as well, and I seem to have collected this stuff over the last 40 years. So I've got enough rail to go like a mile. I'm not sure how much I've got, but it's a fair bit. Some of this rail came out of some old gold mines that were abandoned, and my sons and I went on a bit of an adventure, and we made up this trolley and went to the back of the mine first, and we pulled all this old rail up and pushed it out on this trolley, and so here you see some of it today, put to better use. The only way that we could pull some of this abandoned rail out of old gold mines up in the mountains was with a four-wheel tractor. We used to have to drag it up the mountain for about a mile and load it onto a truck. It was a bit of hard work, and that's going back 20 plus years, maybe 30 years, I can't remember. But it was good because we were able to use it on this railway. So along with the rail, you also need rail joiners, or fish plates as they're often called. The bolts are easy to get, but the fish plates are not. So with the help of my trusty brother, who plays that banjo, he was able to help me using his 60-ton press. We got some dies made, and I was able to stamp out all these lovely new fish plates. So they're pretty good. They actually do a great job. It's really good to be able to make your own stuff like this, because to pay somebody else to do it can end up costing you a lot of money. So that's Grandad Jack's railroad as it is at the moment. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time and definitely don't have much money to be able to do much more on it, but I've had fun doing it so far. So there you go. That's how you build a railroad in 5 minutes. Well, maybe a bit longer, but it's kind of fun doing this sort of stuff. Gotta have a railroad, right? Well, you know, it's good fun. So that's another Grandad Jack video for today, and I'll be putting up plenty of more of what I do on different things. So see you on the next video.